Oh my god, Ableton Live 11 has scene follow actions now. I can't believe this is going to be so useful for live performance. This is just like the bones of a live performance template. I've got these songs stemmed out into like drums, bass, melody, vocals. When my drummer's there, I just mute this, and when my vocals list is there, I just mute that, and so I could play along with some backing tracks, right? And the deal is before we would do this in arrangement view, right? You could have your tracks laid out and you could use that for live performance. Now we have a little bit or a lot more power to do this in a live environment and be able to improvise formats because we have follow actions with the scenes. So what I'm going to do here is this is a cover of another Brick in the Wall that I did a little while back here. I'm just going to shift click all of these scenes here. And you notice down here it says I have 14 scenes highlighted and we have follow actions. I shift click them because I can just type in 109, and now anytime I hit any one of those scenes, I'm going to be sure that my tempo is at 109. So that just printed in 109 into all of those scenes right away. And you can see that there's time signature stuff in there as well if you need to print that in. And what you need to know is how long each section is. I believe this first one is 3 bars. Actually, I wrote it into the clip here how long each section of the format was. So this one's 3 bars. So I'm going to click on this one, turn on the follow action, and action time. I had already set it there. 3 bars. And after 3 bars, you can tell it what to do. And in this case, it's going next. So it's going to trigger the next scene. And I want that to happen. Actually, I'm going to turn the follow action on to all of these. But just as far as how long they are, I think this second one, that's 14 bars. Oh, I already have that set. This one is 4. Great. So let's just hit play and see what happens. So I hit play. And 3 bars later, everything's going to come in. Yes! This is so handy. And if I don't want my follow action to proceed, there's a little button here which will turn off the follow actions. It's not going to disable the current follow action that is coming up, but any follow actions after that, if it hasn't launched one, it won't trigger it. Yeah. So I think this, when it gets to the end of this section, it is just going to stop because these clips, oh no, it won't, they're looping. I've set them all up in loop. So they're just going to loop over and over again. If I want the follow actions to turn back on, I just hit that button and I'll re-trigger it when we get to the end here. Yeah. And you can see it's already starting to trigger the next follow actions. Amazing. All right, I'm going to show you how I map my tractor F1 to the scene launches. First of all, you just want to go into preferences and make sure that into the MIDI tab and make sure that your MIDI ports, the tractor F1, the remote is set on input and on output it is set to remote. And this is the remote MIDI mapping right here. And you notice when I click on that, there's a few little parameters that show up that are normally hidden. And one of them right here is a scene selector. And I'm going to map the endless encoder on the F1 to it just by giving it a little turn there. And then I'm also going to map the scene launch by hitting the indent on the encoder. So let's just get out of the MIDI map mode. If I move the encoder around, this particular encoder, it looks like, I think this is a relative assigned bit. It's just because it's an endless encoder. Yeah, there we go. So when I move this guy around, one little notch on the encoder selects the scene, and then press down, we'll launch it. It's a beautiful thing.